OneBit Adventure's Fork in the Road update is the biggest update yet to come, and today we're going to be diving into all the major features that will be coming in this update. This massive update is launching in June and will introduce game-changing features such as the new Crossroad system, where every path will determine the buffs that you get for your current adventure, along with a complete overhaul to the raycasting system and A-star pathfinding for tile detection, a new gameplay feature where you can tap to attack enemies, as well as being able to reforge 3 equipments into a new one, plus a brand new character card shop, which is unlocked through prestiging and also collecting skins, and you can level them up, and so much more quality of life features and optimizations that has not been done in a long time. This marks the first major shift in gameplay for new players and veteran players alike. And while there are many forks in the road ahead, let's take the path to today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant helps you get smarter every day with thousands of interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and AI. But instead of relying on memorization, Brilliant focuses on problem solving, so you're not just learning answers, you're learning how to think. The app makes it super easy to learn on the go with hands-on lessons you can do anytime on your phone. Whether you're jumping into a new topic or squeezing a quick session, it only takes a few minutes a day to start making real progress. You can try everything Brilliant has to offer with a full 30-day free trial by visiting brilliant.org/OneBitAdventure. You can find this link in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code on screen. You'll even get 20% off of an annual premium subscription. Thanks again to Brilliant for sponsoring today's video. And now that we have received our adventure buff, let's dive right into the new Crossroad system. This new Fork in the Road feature, officially called Crossroads, will help make your adventures feel more unique and different with every adventure. Every 500 to 1,000 steps, you will come across a wider chunk that will allow you to look at the risk and rewards for the left and right path. Will you go for the easier route but less reward, or the higher risk but higher reward path? Most paths last until the next crossroad, while some provide one-time world chunks with lots of loot or persistent buffs that last throughout all crossroads. These paths can get a bit crazy, as certain paths can spawn additional enemies, which also works with wicked hours, so you can imagine the horde of enemies you can fight against. Icons on the path will actually show if it's a red or green arrow, letting you know whether or not it is going to negatively impact your run. After completing the path, you're now given the rewarded buff that was displayed, and that stays with you until the end of your adventure. Each character class has a table set of buffs, which you can see on screen, that caters to each character's strength, so you can respec your skill points and use them elsewhere for maximum efficiency. There are currently around 24 paths, and future updates will be expanding to some more crazier but also some more passive paths as well. A new character card shop has been added to give your characters a new set of skins for the main menu. I definitely have to thank Polar Goal, the pixel artist who created this idea, as this feature will help those looking for a fresh way to view your characters and give more goals to achieve. There are different criterias in order to unlock each card. The base class cards require you to prestige one time, but for those loading up the game, you'll notice that previous prestige characters will count towards that goal, so you will have some of them unlocked as you're updating. VIP skin cards require that you be that VIP level. And lastly, there are skin cards, such as some for the monthly skins, which are unlocked simply by buying the skin. After unlocking the card, you can select it and a character to equip this onto. Now, anytime you use that character, you will earn XP for every step upward, which also doubles with double XP. There are currently 10 levels for each card, but you can spend diamonds to skip those levels. Keep in mind that these are completely cosmetics, so no buffs or effects are added when equipping them. The biggest and greatest change is coming to help save your pets and minions from utter confusion, as A-star pathfinding has now entered OneBit Adventure. A-star pathfinding helps all entities detect the best route to a target location by comparing each tile to see if one is walkable or an obstacle before making its path. Not all enemies will 100% use pathfinding, but you will notice a huge change when you're up against more aggressive types of enemies. With this feature, pets will no longer get stuck, and minions like zombies and puppets will know how to get to a particular target behind a wall if possible. A big part of open beta was scraping and redoing the raycast system, which essentially is a way for the enemy to detect what's in front of them. There was a lot of garbage collection that were happening during runtime for this feature, so I decided to do a complete overhaul, and thankfully I am happy to say that this update is going to run a lot smoother on older devices, as well as when Wicked Hours kicks in and you have all these enemies on screen. I often get new players that come up to play OneBit Adventure at gaming conventions, and they always try to attack enemies by tapping on them. In order to help that become reality, I've made it into a feature called Tap to Attack, which also works for the on-screen D-pad as well as swipe to move. It's very simple and it can be toggled off in the settings, but boy is it very ideal. This simple idea is just tapping the enemy to attack within a radius of your touched or clicked location. An icon will be displayed letting you know if they are within range to attack. This feature works very well with ranged equipment, as you will now be able to attack enemies in any direction. This puts you on an equal ground against ranged enemies and should be a nice treat for everyone to enjoy. If you ever needed a reason to stock up on a certain equipment, now is the time, as you can reforge 3 equipments into a new one. You can now reforge your equipment through Frank the Forger. It will cost coins, but the value you get is solely on what type of equipment you want to make. The new equipment will be based on the previous 3 equipment, so by having 3 gold equipment, Frank will create a gold equipment. It is all by chance, as the stats you are getting are re-rolled. So having equipment with higher stats of HP doesn't mean it will always give you higher HP stats. This feature is perfect for min-maxing those low equipments, as you can now recycle them into a new one. The amount of great quality of life features in this update is just insane. So here are some of the main ones. Quick slots has been updated to remember items that you have zeroed out, so you don't need to add them every time you zero them out and pick them up again. You can also delete those zeroed out items by selecting them and then trashing it. Deleting a character now requires a toggle to confirm deletion, with the purpose of preventing you from accidentally deleting your character because you tap too quickly. The settings now have a non-pixel font mode for readability. Ascension skills can now be toggled on and off, and you can also respec your ascension skills as well as receive that iridium that you spent back as a refund. Breakable ores now take 2 hits instead of 3. VIP meter now shows your total VIP XP amount along with a new all-time VIP XP ranking. There are no rewards for this ranking, it is purely for bragging rights. Your quick save, whether or not you use a heal or no heal, will now be remembered the next time you do load up an adventure. The on-screen D-pad did get a bit of a buff where you can actually hold down 2 directions and it will remember what directions are being held, so when you let go of the other one, it will continue in the new direction. Swipe mode will delay wait commands when releasing your finger off the screen slowly to prevent accidental wait actions. Frogs no longer getting attacked by crystallize, and much more. I am very excited for the adventure ahead and know that this Fork in the Road update is coming very soon. I promised May, but too many great features were missing out, and the amount of bugs I had to deal with during open beta was a bit too much, but I've finally gotten into a more playable state. I've spent over 2 weeks in open beta, and I can't wait for the public release, as it will be one that I hope you will remember. I want to thank all you guys for this adventure in OneBit, and I hope to see you on the next adventure.